Welcome to the Smorgasbord Podcast, episode 48, where we talk about a variety of different topics, uncensored, unedited, and unfiltered. Welcome back again. Another 3 week hiatus. I am very disappointed in myself. Again, another apology is due, but this one, it's kind of more self-reflection. You know, it's just a lot of thinking. It was a point where I was going to record the week after, and I had the motivation. I had sat in front of that camera, and I was like, well, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about, and I don't know what to say. Obviously not everything has to be an hour, but when I step in front of the camera, I like to step out, and while there's no really that much planning into it, it's where I just go on and I talk and I be real. At the same time, I would like to be able to give my all in terms of the editing and the recording process and making it entertaining. You know, Big plans are in effect. I'm currently in the process of trying to find a setup still. I've promised that every time. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to try to keep on trying and we'll see where it goes. And just having that more internal debate of just thinking about where the direction I want to go with really everything in my business. Be sure to buy Balance Positivity merch. Buy it. The link to the website will be in the description. Just the direction of where I want my life to go, and because I've been thinking a lot, just for thinking about how, I think I give people who don't really deserve my time a lot of it, and that sounds very arrogant, but as far as prioritizing my time and all that stuff, thinking about that and just thinking about priorities and how I'm going to my junior year. I'm halfway done with this shit. I've been doing chemistry all online, so it's not like I haven't been busy. I've been obviously, thinking about all that stuff, working on the business, as well as I'm taking a whole year of chemistry in 6 weeks, and I'm like 7 days ahead right now because the last day where you're supposed to be done by is the excuse me, excuse me, is the 14th of July, and currently by this recording it is the 7th. So, and I'm on the 13th. So, because each amount of section of work is split up by the day, and you can work ahead if you want, or back, or whatever. So, right now I'm at like 93, 94%. So, I've really just been working, just trying to get this stuff out the way, because I know in a couple weeks I'll have a lot of issues recording too, because I'm also having band camp. It's very soon, marching band camp, which again I'm not too excited for, but like I said, we'll see. I've been working out. I have been working out. I've been trying to get in better shape. I haven't been in a week, but I need to, so I need to go. I've been like, this is officially the summer of me actually lifting weights, and I don't know if it's just me, and let me know if anyone watching who has run into this problem. I still feel awful, like when I work out, like not just the motivation, like because usually I'm working out like work twice a day. I'll go to the gym, I'll go lift weights, then I'll make that walk home, which is a 2 mile walk, and then I'll go box for at least an hour and a half. And I did this daily. Then I broke my damn bag, and that kind of derailed everything. But well, I fixed it. I tightened up the bolts, and I got new stuff. And I got the new hook, so it's fixed now. And I've been boxing, but I haven't really been lifting weights, and yes, I need to get back down there and do that. But every time I come from the gym, just mentally, I don't know. I feel like I'm clouded in my head. My head's very clouded, and it's like my judgment feels clouded, even though I'm not making any decisions at the hand. My head feels foggy. It's not as clear and relaxed as I'd like it to be. Sorry if I look rough right now. I was up late last night with the kind of miles, up real late. But just thinking, my head's not really as clear as I would want it to be. Um, I don't know. It's just a lot of thoughts, just a lot of spinning, and just thinking about the future and all that stuff. Not really panicking, just thinking about just all the pressures that obviously everyone has growing up, and more ones that are also more specific to me, and just all the things where I'm like, God, excuse me, my apologies. Where it's like, I all these things that I can start doing now, but because of the fact that I'm 18 and mom likes to control things and all that stuff and all that, um, that I get those things I can't do. Like I can't really take my business as far as I'd like to. I'm still trying, and it's just more of motivation on my part as well. But on top of that, it, it it's really being held back because again, I've said this before. At the end of the day, nothing really truly is mine. Everything's more my mother's. Everything is hers. Everything's really hers because she likes to control everything. So the only thing that is 100% mine is the podcast, because it's from its, like I said, the business from its inception was mine and Alan's. Um, and then it went ahead and Alan dropped out and it became mine, and then my mom helped me a lot. I'm not taking away from that help, but then she like some business details she's helped from me and I, and certain things she won't let me do that would help my business and help me make money and that stuff, so I can be self-sufficient. She won't let me learn. And in itself, my entire life really truly isn't mine, because in a way she lives her life through me. In the way it's like more of the fact that how dare don't I shame her so that she can have bragging rights. I must succeed because so she can, have a good life. I must succeed. Which at the end of the day, she had her life. At the end of the day, she had her life. She had her life, and much she denies or tells herself that she's not doing that, she is. Like I said, she's like, all this college stuff I'm doing it for her, because in reality, I don't really want to go to college. I'll go for connections and the amount of knowledge I can learn, but college does not interest me at all. It really, truly doesn't, 100%. It really doesn't. Quite honestly, I see it as a scam. Because I don't want to go to a college and have to pay debt till I'm 85 and have that passed on to my children. I don't want to deal with that. For a piece of paper that says I am qualified to speak about a certain subject that I could honestly print online. So, and even just my entire existence, everything must be done her way, and all that stuff. And my life isn't mine. But when I say that stuff, she doesn't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, if like I'm an award, I am a prize, I am a achievement of hers. I am the equivalent of a plaque on a wall. I mean, it's just what it is. She can deny that all she wants, but like I said, my life isn't mine. My life isn't mine. I've always had to play the middleman, and my life isn't mine. So the only thing that is mine that's left is from beginning to the end is this podcast. And she keeps wanting to go on it, and I keep telling her to set up the date because that's all she wants. And because I'm not coming to her, because I know if I go to her and she makes it hers, what else do I have left? And I know probably a lot of kids will feel with that reality, or that just a lot of people that are like stuck in the shadow of their parents, or not even necessarily stuck in the shadow, but like their life is being curved into the way their parents saw it, and you're kind of conforming to this idea that they've created, which isn't fair. This idea of you versus what's actually you. That's why many relationships in general fail. Parent to child, child to parent, wife to husband, whatever, friend to friend. Fall in love with this idea of something, this idea of love, this idea of a person, and you don't fall in love with the actual person, so you set yourself up for disappointment because you fell in love with a version that does not exist. and it goes with anything. And it's quite unfair, and it's just, it sucks, but it's it may sound like I'm complaining, but at the end of the day, this is the way of life. This is what my reality is, you know. And like I said, I'm working with what I got, and that's what I got to keep doing until I get to that day where I can take control of my life, and my life can actually be mine. Because, like I said, a lot of people who know me don't know me. My mom doesn't know me. Because a lot of things that she says I have to agree with. You know, a lot of things, I bite my tongue on a lot of things. Or just even just where she wants my future to go. Even stuff as simple as like I don't want to do marching band anymore. Or not, definitely not, like if I go to college, which I'm most likely going to go, I'm not gonna I'm not going for marching band. And she's like, if you're going for a scholarship, and I'm like, no, it doesn't bring me any joy. Like there's no fun in it anymore, you know? Because again, for me personally, the adults ruined it. The adults with attitudes ruined it. And so I'm not over here gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to. I don't want to do it anymore. But I'm gonna have to do it this year. So we'll see how that goes. And that's just, excuse me. That's just the reality of what it is. And at the end of the day, my life's not mine. And like I said, someone could very easily call me Denise Ruiz. If my whole process of thinking behind that claim, because my mom got mad at me, because again, I've never told her that. Because it even came down with driving, because I finished the website to that I need to finish on my way to path to get my driver's license, and it comes to stuff like where I don't where like she's terrible at teaching, and she got offended because I said I haven't learned anything. And the truth of the matter is I haven't. You know, everything I self-taught from when she first bought this house to now. Has she taught me some things? I'm definitely sure she's instilled a lot of things and stuff. But at the end of the day, has she taught me basic shit like how to tie my shoes? No, I had to teach myself. You know, and she gets upset about that, and she gets upset that I don't teach her things and stuff. And they say, "Why don't you do this, Michael? Why don't you do this?" And I'm like, "How was I supposed to do something if I don't know? No one's teaching me anything." And then you're mad when I can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. There's no logic behind that level of thinking, and it's more emotionally driven. And again, like I said, it ties back to what her expectations want of me. And like I said, she'll deny that all she wants, but the actions speak louder than the words. And all her friends on Facebook and all that stuff, they love an idea of me. They love stories of me. They hear either to complete all my successes or my most deep failures. They don't see at the end of the day I'm just me. They haven't met me. They're in love with these stories of me, these times of me. They're not knowing who I am. They're not know me. Which I don't blame them. You're fed what you're fed, and you take what you take. Whatever you believe is whatever you believe. So, but like I said, my life isn't mine. This is quite literally the last thing that is mine, truly. So, because if I didn't start this, everything would be hers. So. And then where does that leave me? I have nothing. I am nothing. I am Denise. I am not me. There is no Michael. It's just Denise's award. Denise's grandest achievement. That's all it is. And if she see, which I don't think she'll ever see this, because currently she's in Mexico. Funny story. She broke her phone. I didn't broke it. She lost it in the jungle where she was hiking. Uh, and she dropped it in the river, like entirely, which is hilarious. But that's a side note. But yeah, so I'm like just chilling in my room now, just recording, and and then it just comes back to me just thinking and just trying to get back into the groove of things. So I'm slowly, like I said, I'm trying to figure out the next steps for where I want to take myself as a person and as as a business person and as a creator for people, and as a friend, as a member, and just trying to truly think and figuring all that out. You know, a lot to think about, but that's what I do. So we'll we'll see. I've trailed off. I feel so. So through this whole thing, this whole summer, I'm getting in shape and all that stuff. I don't feel good. My mind's not clear after I work out. Is that a thing, or is you supposed to be like, I'm good? And I think it's because I haven't like pushed myself as much as I have wanted to. And that's no one's fault but my own. That's no one's fault but my own. I haven't pushed myself how I wanted to. I don't know if it's nerves and being scared or what. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. It's like I don't feel happy or completely at peace when I'm not getting shit done. Like, even stuff as boring as chemistry, I feel at ease getting stuff done, knowing that I'm ahead right now. I know I'm at ease and just anxiety, and there's a tightness in my chest whenever that shit gets done. Like, I don't. There's a lot of shit I'm not doing. There's a lot of shit I could be doing. I'm wasting my time, and that's allowing me to waste my time more. So it's more just about me being like, okay, stop overthinking it. Go do it. And that's really it. Half the battle is showing up. That's what I've learned. Half the battle is just showing up for it. Show up, I'm pretty much halfway there. It's just about doing it to heading home. Because so that's what I must do. So I have to really buckle down and look at myself and all that stuff, and sort of find myself through others, and through myself I shall find me and what I'm here for. And there's no rush, but at the same time, the expectations you've been told, it's kind of like told where it's just like you are the potential to do all this, this, and that. Like, I have potential to do a lot of things. I have so many interests that I want to do, and it's because I take inspiration from people like KSI, you know, yeah, who I've watched since the beginning. He has done phenomenal things. He's gone from a kid, for he did YouTube for 10 years, and just even his early career before he left and revamped. He from his early career, he reached 10 million subscribers. He had done videos with Kevin Hart, The Rock, Conor McGregor. So many football charity matches. Made music and made millions off of that before his revamp, and then he walked away from everything. He walked away and he said, I'm going to start doing what I love because I'm not doing what I love again. He came back and his music was a whole nother level. He ended up being one of the people who started up YouTube boxing, this whole YouTube boxing scene. And he, in my opinion, still is the king because he's still undefeated. He's been the best. Every time he stepped up, he's beaten who he needs to beat. He's done that time and time again throughout his YouTube, throughout his boxing, through his music, through whenever he talks about the stock market and all that stuff. Um, it's just inspiring that he can still be him and he still does all these things all over the place, and he's known for him. And then who is he? KSI. He's not just this. He is not just this. And I see my life like that, and that's how I want it. Same with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, he has his own podcast and makes millions. He works for the UFC as a commentator. He's a stand-up comedian. All these. He's a talk head for so many sports places. All these things, and those are my two biggest inspirations when it comes to stuff like that. And I look forward to doing something like that in my life. It's just about putting down the hard work and just taking the right steps, having the right connections, and it's just me. Just I don't want to get too complacent so early because of, in my opinion, minor success. If you could even call it successes, because like I said, I've done a lot. In my 16 years, I've done a lot. I have done a lot, and I don't want to only not jeopardize my future. I want to just enjoy life as it comes, because for those, my dad always told me, for those who Those who wait for life to happen, life is happening while you're waiting. Life is happening while you're waiting for life to happen. And that's absolutely true. And so it's really just me taking the charge of getting back to same thing, getting back to what I used to do, with this, being me still, getting back and enjoying everything, because like I said, I don't do things I don't enjoy. Am I in the right mood for this? I'm not going to force myself to get on the camera and put on the fake thing. I'm going to have a real conversation, and if I'm drained, I'm drained. Certain things I just got to push through, and the day that we'll see the changes and hopefully the fruit of my hard work, and we'll take the next step from there. But what have I been doing since I've been away for these 2-3 weeks? I have, like I said, I've been doing the chemistry and trying to get that done. Like I said, I'm almost done with that. Working out, going to the gym. I have been pushing TikTok. I've been making my account. I have been putting a lot of stuff out, a lot of content out on TikTok. So go follow me on there, KingBob1092. Same thing as my personal Instagram. Give me a follow on there. That's more again for my comedic entertainment and also just talking about life through my perspective, like I said. And I've entertained plenty of people. I've talked about a lot of stuff. I've talked about women and their body images issues. Talked about racism, colorism. Talked about all of it. And so a lot of it's been fun. It's all been fun. I've all enjoyed it. I really have enjoyed a lot of it. Yeah, and yeah, it's just enjoying that time, and then just every time I've stepped in front of this computer, tried to get stuff done, and I haven't. But well, I've said I know I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right. And I want to go ahead and, like I said, I need to get more people back on. I need people back on. I need to rekindle a lot of things. Just like I said, I'm talking about it because I went over to my mom's friend Yolanda's birthday party, which was just me, my mom, Derek, and then her and her husband Lamont, and just we had an hours long conversation about business and all that stuff, and just how hearing them talking because they both run their own businesses and all that stuff. Just hearing them stuff and the connections and how they're setting stuff up and all that, has really made me think and just about doing the stuff that needs to be done, even if it's not fun. I just need to do it, you know. So, I'm just trying to set myself up the best way I can before life throws a wrench in it, because it always does, and that's what life does. So, yeah, that's where my head's at, and that's what I've been doing this past couple 2 or 3 weeks, and just really taking a step back and looking at it, because like even comes down to the TikTok stuff on entertainment, because like I said, I've been thinking about what I want to do and all that. Like I want to do voice acting, I want to do my business and all that stuff, and man, I don't know. Like I said, I'm on TikTok, and I'm now finally pushing like content to entertain people about sports and all that stuff. And I've made, my highest viewed video is over 3,000 views. Granted, that was because of, I don't know, you can't really see it, but those lines right there, and then those scars right there. The reason how that happened was I was playing basketball with Makai Miles. Shout out to them. And there's a cinder block that holds down my hoop outside, and I dove and I fell. I stuck because it's humid, and we were hooping in the humidity because we're idiots. Because we all hate the humidity, but we wanted to get a good workout in. This was saying it's a good sweat. Good sweat. We're working out, I slipped, and that was gonna be the back of my head. So I put my arm up, and all of this down to my hip got cut by that corner of that cinder block. And I jumped up, and I was like that hurts. Um, that hurts, But I was like, keep playing. I kept playing. Didn't think it was too bad. It came up, and then every single line you can kind of see on here was like this wide open, and it was like bleeding bad. So then I had to wrap my arm like that. Oh my god! And somehow this is my most viewed TikTok, which doesn't make any sense because the internet makes no sense. Like I'm over here talking about race, love, peace, dreams, and motivations. My most viewed video before that was when it was like 750 views, and it was about something. It was about my dad or something, and then that 11-second clip has gotten over 3,000 views. And I was like, how in the world? How in the world does that work? But I have 193 followers. Like I said, I'm trying to monetize myself and promote myself out to just the world, I guess, if I was watching. But like I said, I've been busy. Another big thing I did was I got invited to a conference. And I haven't really talked about it publicly, really. I told some of my friends, and my mom was there, obviously. But I was invited to a conference. It was a music in common conference. And it was on Juneteenth, because Juneteenth's a thing now. All of a sudden, it's always been a thing, but this surging thing, all of a sudden. Uh, and it's just, so I was invited, and I was like, I know what this is going to be about. I wasn't really interested, but I said, you know what, I'll do it because it's on a Saturday. It's only 2 hours. I'll do it. It's virtual. I'll just go on the computer. My comms were over at the same time. Over at this time, I was like, you know what, I'll do it. I'll do it. Um, and and I knew it was going to be. Really, I wasn't really going to enjoy it. So, but I said I'll do it. So I hop on in immediately, and yeah. So we started, and it's like this. We get on, and it's like a group of people. It's like a group. It's like 23 people. I think I was like one of the only like two kids there. And it was like one of this other girl. And like I said, I was very disappointed in the whole conversation because the whole conversation was 2 hours of nothing. 2 hours of fucking nothing. Oh, like I was like after that, I was genuinely upset. I was like, I want my time back. Give me my time back because this was a waste. So we get there, and they're going over just the guidelines and say type stuff in the chat. What do you want people to? What do you want people to like respect? What are the guidelines of our conversation so we have a good guideline process? And all I put was just respect the opinion and allow people to actually have a dialogue and not make it be so cut and dry and all that. And then the conference starts, and the guy, this black dude, and let me just say what the buildup was. It was a bunch of black people. It was half and half. It was like half a bunch of black people, who were, trying to guess spread the. I don't know what they were trying to do. To spread the word of Juneteenth. Trying to, get in touch with some roots and some history that they won't ever understand. I don't know what it is, but yeah, those people were being very desperately trying to be the next Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey or Martin Luther King. Then you had a bunch of white people who were like just so obviously ridden with guilt about I don't know, being white or for whatever the case is. They're just these guilty white people, man. And I'm like, oh God, what is this 2 hours about to be like? So they asked the first question, which is like an icebreaker. Would you rather go to your great 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 ancestors like in the past and meet them, or go to the future and meet your great grandkids. And, obviously, all the black people were like, I want to go be in touch with my own past and all that stuff, which isn't bad, but I just feel like, especially the guy who was running it, I was like, dude, I think you're full of crap, personally. But again, I'm not bashing that entirely, because I'm like I said, it serves its purpose and it's for everyone. I guess it's for everyone, but I would rather go to the future and see where my legacy and the legacy of us as people left the world in the future once we were gone. So, I mean, that's just my thing. But 2 hours, I only spoke twice, and usually anyone who knows me knows that I tend to like direct the conversation, because I was like, hopefully, I'm gonna wait to see how this goes, and I want to see if there's actually going to be a conversation, or just a bunch of people saying, I agree with what you think, I like what you think, for 2 hours. And it was exactly that. It was 2 hours of people going, I like what you think, and I had to challenge things so that conversation could actually get somewhere productive, because especially this one old dude was just saying, like, he was trying so hard to appeal to the black audience. It was just like, oh, I like black music. He called it black music. It's old head. I'm like, oh, what the hell does he? And my mom texted me because I couldn't talk because my camera was on. She was like, what the hell does he mean by black music? I was like, oh shit. Oh my, I don't know, because majority of black music is black music, but I don't know. I guess I don't know if he means blues, jazz, hip hop. I don't. Hell if I know. So that was the first question. They kept talking about that. They would just say, "What is Juneteenth?" Some guy in the fucking dashiki gave everybody a fucking synopsis of what it is, which again I didn't know what it was, so that was actually pretty good. I didn't know it because that's why I didn't answer. I was just like, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, explain what it was, and I was like, okay, cool, I get it now. Basically, Juneteenth was the day slavery was officially abolished in Texas. Like the day the army walked down there and freed the slaves, because the South were released late because the message had not gotten down there. So that's what Juneteenth is. And if you support that, excuse me, if you supported that for like a while, like since your childhood, I'm not talking to you. But the rest of these people were hopping on trends, and all of a sudden, all this whole fight the power shit out of fucking nowhere. And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking trend. Like, the WBC commission in boxing made a freedom belt all of the fucking sudden. That was a money pull grab. I commend that as a business person. I commend the shit out of that. But in reality, you really ain't about it. You gave them niggas another holiday. Come on now. Like, but again, neither here or there. Neither here or there. So then they were talking about, should we talk about Juneteenth in school? And me personally, I was just like, that's stupid. No, I personally, I don't even like the concept of Black History Month. I don't like the concept. And here's why, before people start ripping me a new one. Because why should my history be confined to just a month? And they're like, well, it's good for recognition or something. Man, they first of all, they handed us the shortest month to get us to shut up, and we fell for it. That's one. Two, there would never be a White History Month. Because you ask any white person, do you want to own month of history? No. Why? Well, we don't want it. Oh God, no, we don't want it. Okay, because understand this: Black history is human history. Just like the Hispanic Heritage Month. That's not a thing. There shouldn't be a Pride Month. I don't believe that either. Because at the end of the day, that's human history. We are all human history. And that's the first of the 2 times I spoke was I said, well, personally, I don't think that they should be teaching it, because of the simple fact of like it sparks conversations like these are just going in circles. We're not learning anything, and so I don't think we should have a Black History Month, because like I say, it's human history. As soon as you look at it on that grand scale and take that step back, you can actually fully grasp the concept that you're trying to solve. And there's a lot of head nodding. They were like, "Oh yeah, I like what you think." and all that stuff. And after that, I went back quiet because I was like, y'all hearing me? Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all hearing me? Y'all not hearing me. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride my time out because maybe this conversation will flip. You know, because I was only like an hour in. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this will flip because we're getting farther away from the Juneteenth thing and more about racism and all that stuff. And and then one of them asked the question, how can we combat racism? And they kept saying stuff like more education. And they're basically mad at the education system for not handing them the answers, which is very lazy-minded. And I spoke up and I said, you can't expect, the school system was never made to teach you everything. It was meant to give you the basic introduction to everything, and until you find and you go through all those things until you find that one thing that piques your interest and you follow that, you pursue that yourself. It's not meant to give you all the answers. It's supposed to. And you're supposed to search for your own education, because at the end of the day, your own education, your children's education, is no one else's responsibility but yours. And that's it at the end of the day. And as far as the combating racism part, I said at the end of the day, stop talking about it. It's that simple. You know, if I were to introduce, like, again, it'd be weird for me if I put my friend, if I put Makai Miles on here, and I introduced them and said, hey, welcome to the Smorgasbord Podcast. Today I'm with my Haitian and Jamaican friends who are African American, Makai Miles. And I'm your host, Puerto Rican and Black African American Michael McClinton. Male, like, you don't break it down like that. Sounds stupid. You would just go, I'm Michael, here's Makai Miles. You know, it's that simple. You look at them as people. I won't look at you as a white person, as a black person, as this, because it's a part of you. It doesn't define you. If you define yourself as just that one aspect of you, that's entirely your fault if you get upset by me saying that, because you have no personality outside of a label. Because you're, at the end of the day, you define yourself as a label, and I don't care about feelings about labels, because labels don't have feelings. You know, that's why I don't like anyone who defines himself as just gay. You have no personality out of that. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it really truly doesn't, because that's a part of you. When I ask you who you are, I'm gay, doesn't answer your question, because you're a person. That's just a part of you. Part of you is, like, one thing that would describe you is black. One thing that would describe you is Puerto Rican. One thing that would describe you is this. But you're a person. So when you define yourself as a label, it kind of just like, it takes away who you are as a person. And I'm just like, that's the reason why a lot of stuff isn't solved, because we don't really look at ourselves. Like I said, people will gladly talk about all the racism on black on white and stuff, but they also have the same mentality that minorities can't be racist, which is a fallacy. By my experience, black people are more racist than white people. They won't talk about colorism or any of that. They won't talk about the stereotypes, and they won't talk about all those things inside the communities, and especially the black community. We just kind of like look at others and be like, look at us, we're struggling, help us, you know. And I don't like that. I want that mentality. I don't like that mentality. And at the end of the day, I think that the best way to solve it is you look at it as a human level. And then this one professor at this black college, I don't know, some like Morehouse or one of them shit, he caught an attitude with me, and he was like, you know, I kind of disagree, and he explained his reasoning. He was just like, because it kind of, like I said, it fucking takes away from the person. I said, well, can I rebuttal real quick? And I said, yeah, go ahead. I said, well, at the end of the day, you're defining yourself as that. You're not a person. You're defining yourself as a label. And I don't care about labels. At the end of the day, you're a person. You define that yourself as just something, that is entirely your fault. You chose that. You chose to do that. If I chose to label myself as a basketball player and you don't give a shit about basketball and I got offended by that, that's my fault, because I label myself as only a basketball player. You don't care, because you're like, okay, but who are you? Not what you do, not what color you are. What do you do? And, you know, after I said that whole piece, and I was just like, you know, we're not getting anywhere with this conversation, all that stuff. And that's why we can't learn anything. That's why we're not getting anywhere new. You know, people kind of got quiet A lot of people agreed. Some people caught an attitude with me. After that, I just literally was on my phone and let the time run out because I was like, let me see what y'all talking about. Because then they start talking about their business and what they do, um, what they do about the whole thing with their whole program, Music in Common, and all that stuff. And as much as they talked about how they're like, we should need to include all races, their whole synopsis is based off black and white, black people and white people, black people and white people. And I'm like, well, then, like I said, you're not willing to even educate people on that stuff, other people than this, and you want people to help you support this cause? No, hell no. Hell no. So, so I don't, I don't understand it. I don't, I don't understand it at all. So, I was mad about it. I was like, this is a waste of my fucking time and all that shit. Sorry, 1 second. My bad. But I was like, man, I'm not happy. I'm not excited about that whole thing. And I was like, that was dumb. And they said they were gonna upload it somewhere. If I could find it, I was hoping like that they upload the whole thing so I could like go through the thought process and talk and show the video. But I gotta find it still. I don't know if they uploaded it or not. Because I was like, you can see and tell, like, sometimes I would cover my face like this and be like, because I'm like, I turn my camera, I turn off my camera because I'd be like, these people are making me struggle. So, yeah, at the end of the day, that's what it was. And that was my mindset. And I just been out here just trying to entertain people, trying to, just have fun with things that I'm doing and trying new things. Like I said, the TikTok thing, I'm getting slowly into that. I'm trying to, do that whole thing. And at the end of the day, just try to make more people happy, because I know if I brought more people happy in my life, I know my life was worth something. So that's the goal. That's the goal. But this is just a quick update. I'm trying. Again, like I said, I promise nothing, but I promise you, whenever I do record, I'm giving it my all, and I'm going to do my best. So I'm happy to be back. This was good. This is very therapeutic for me, and it's just good. So comment down below any thoughts or something, or DM me if you want to be a guest on the next episode or whatever, and we can make it happen. We can make it happen. This has been episode 48. Goal to 100 before the 2-year anniversary of this. Let's get this shit cracking. Stay safe. Love y'all. Bye-bye.